The biggest question on everyone's mind is how is someone that can't speak English passing the test at the DMV? So, Florida Highway Patrol and the DMV actually are showing footage of drivers to be cheating on their tests using iPhones, using interpreters, and using a team outside with the earpiece telling them the right answers. This is ridiculous here. What is the DMV? What is Secretary of Transportation, FMCSA, USDOT? What are they going to do about this to make this safer when you're trying to get your license? I know it now makes it harder for everybody else, but this is something that is a concern. And here's live footage from the DMV itself. What's going on, truckers? Welcome to Trucker News. Emails on muthatruckernews@gmail.com. So people have been asking this question, and I'm glad that First Coast News actually covered this, and truck drivers have been sending me this, so I want to share it with you guys. And the question was, how do truck drivers who don't speak English cheat on DMV tests? And this is what's actually happening. This crash happened in Florida, and so they investigated Jacksonville, Florida's DMV. So, First Coast News uncovered evidence that cheating on DMV tests for commercial license is happening in Jacksonville. 5 men have been arrested in connection with the scheme. Their felony charges, included communication fraud and unlawful license applications. Investigators say the men used hidden phones, earpieces to cheat on DMV tests. One man was sentenced in April to 8 months behind bars. One was turned over to ICE. The other 3 completed felony pretrial interventions, and court records showed their cases were dismissed. How is this scheme happening, right? So this was investigated by the Florida Highway Patrol. It says the men would arrive at the DMV wearing a t-shirt with a small hole cut into it. Hidden inside was a phone connected to someone outside the DMV who could see the test questions in real time. An earpiece allowed the men to receive the correct answers while taking the test. Some even unbuttoned their shirts to better conceal the device, blending it into the harness under their clothes. The scheme was highly organized. Investigators identified multiple addresses in Jacksonville where dozens of men were registered as applicants, even though the home were far too small to actually house them all. So some of the arrested men requested interpreters because they could not speak or read English, including Ukrainian and other foreign languages, it states. And so it says authorities say the cheating scheme allowed drivers who could not understand English to obtain a commercial driver's license, putting the public at serious risk. Sergeant Dylan Bryan with the Florida Highway Patrol calls it organized fraud and warns that these operations may extend across the state. Sergeant Bryan praises the employees at the testing locations for reporting suspicious behavior when men wiggled in their chairs to position the iPhone cameras. Florida Highway Patrol believes that this is happening all across America, which I also agree is happening. What's going on, the truckers? We're out here at Semi-Casual. I see some good friends. We saw you guys at the Texas Trucking Show. Trucker G is a great friend of mine. How you doing, sir?
Brother, I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. If I was doing any better, I'd be you.
Oh my gosh, and who's this handsome devil we got?
I got Kevin Chavez here with RigNation. He's the owner of RigNation.
So tell us, he's been telling us a little bit behind the scenes. We're trying to do something to help the truck industry. What are we doing today, sir?
Well, Trucker G, he was one of my clients. From 2017, 2018, I met him at a truck show, and he was one of our clients, customers. He had a couple issues out there, and we always took care of him.
Really?
Yeah. So it was something I've been known out there through the insurance companies. So the insurance companies usually embed me in every time they put an insurance policy on the truck. So nobody really knows who we are, because we're in the background.
I love that.
Trucker G's trying to get us out there, trying to, show the word, go doing these trucking shows, meeting the people. And like I told him, I go, I'm the kind of person that I have guys call me at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And tell me, Kevin, listen, I'm having an issue out here. I go, what happened with my dispatch? No, they were asking me to give you a call. I go, no problem. They'll call me at 3 in the morning, and I sit there and I help them out.
It happened while we were here.
I heard that. So walk me through your relationship with this man and how what you guys are doing together is helping the trucking industry, sir.
I'm now the sales manager for RigNation, and like I said, we just want to better educate everybody what it is. Most everybody thinks of roadside assistance when you say roadside coverage. This is actually coverage, guys. It's not assistance. 9 times out of 10, what you do is you call Fleet One or one of them other big companies, something to that effect. And I didn't mean to throw just a name out there, but we'll throw it out there anyway. But you call one of them, and it's going to cost you $75, $80 for the phone call itself. They're going to call the first person that answers the phone and can get there, which is usually a TA or a Loves, and you're going to pay whatever price is on their board. What we're going to do is we're going to negotiate rates down, and we're not going to just call them big corporation places. We're going to call the other small mom and pop places that can use the business more and can actually negotiate rates down for the driver.
Wow, I like that. So mother truckers, so when you're working with RigNation, besides Trucker G being my friend, it sounds like when there's a problem, the first thing these big companies do is just call the big boys and girls out there. But we all know the mom and pops could use the service, use the help, but they're going to give better service.
But with us, you have to be a member before you need the service, and that's the problem with a lot of guys. Well, I broke down. Let's call G. Guys, it's too late. I can't help you then. But if you get the membership before them, then you're covered. It's $49.99 a month. If you go to Trucker G on the RigNation.com, hit the Trucker G link. It's no activation fee, and it's $475 a month or for the year. It's a lot cheaper to do it by the year, but some guys want to try it out and fill it out first,
yeah.
and I get that. I did, matter of fact.
Yeah. And so, I trust Trucker G, man. Him, when he brings something my way, is usually because he cares, and he wouldn't say anything that wasn't honest, that he wasn't using himself.
I will not do anything that doesn't benefit the driver, guys. That's what it boils down to.
I love that. So, where can they find you guys?
RigNation.com, or give me a call. I'll give you my personal number, 417-209-0999.
You're a wild bear. I love it.
Like family.
I love that.
Please don't call me at midnight, but I'll answer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So here's the question I ask everybody. Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy is coming to you, Trucker G, and he needs to change a rule, help a rule, or take away a rule. What are you going to tell him, and what should he be doing?
That's a hard question, but yet an easy question. And I'm just going to go with training. These guys go to schools, and everybody gripes about the schools not teaching them. Well, the schools ain't there to teach them to be a truck driver. The school's there to teach them to get their CDL test, to pass that government test. Once they leave there, they go to these mega corporations that are supposed to be training them, and they're dropping the ball. It's just happening. And our families ain't safe on the road with that happening.
I hear that. So, Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy, we're sharing this out to you. We need more training out here.
Better training.
I love that. I appreciate you guys.
Love you,
No,
brother.
thank you. That's wonderful.